you should ignore these rappers, man. They say anything. Call me Susie Piggy Bank, I got plenty change. She rep HBK the over everything. Married to the game with the wedding rag. Everybody try to duplicate, we just innovate. Young and making plenty cake, get my straight. I'm a heartbreak vet, being broke what I can't accept. I'ma hold it down to the death. No Reeboks, cause it's all about a check. Bet $1 million that your man ain't like this. Cause I stack my chips, I'm on my grind. Mind on money, money on my mind. So if you in the way, I'll run you over. It's the heartbreak army, I'm a soldier. Huh? Wherever I go, my homies coming.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our coverage tonight from Phillips Arena as the Atlanta Hawks will be playing against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, they've played well of late, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Tonight, an opportunity to continue that trend. And with a little bit of time here before tip-off, I'll kick off a topic. Defense, as we know, a key to winning basketball. Kenny, talk about the hallmarks of a great defensive team.
Well, first there has to be an anchor in the back. And if you have an anchor in the back, then all of a sudden you can start with containing the basketball and denying those open lanes because you know if they try to get to the rim, the anchor is back there. And after that, it's all about getting your hands up and making sure you contest every single shot.
And your anchor has to be a great communicator. He has to talk, help his teammates, make those extra plays like, hey, move, stop.
Being on some chill, we go 0 to 100 real quick. They be on that rap to pay the bills, and I don't feel it, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your worth. I been Steph Curry with the shot, been.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. They beat the Warriors during their last encounter in Oakland.
And the deciding factor in that one was their success from the floor. I mean, they just hit big shots time and time again.
Yeah, just the way you want it when you're the road team. Don't even give the fans a chance to get into it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Azealia is out there with Green. First free throw is good.
You know, the Warriors took some flack when they passed on the chance to trade for Kevin Love. But I really think that the rise of Draymond Green as their stretch four-man made the decision even better and also kept their cap situation far more flexible.
And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Pass to Cephalosha. And it's Iguodala with the rebound. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against Indiana.
Yeah, and in that game, we saw a lot of sloppy play from the opposing offense. They coughed the ball up, a lot of unforced turnovers.
And that did make things relatively easy for them. You know, it's nice to get a win and not have to work too hard for it.
Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Kicks it to Azili. Curry passes to Green. Thompson in the corner. It's stolen by T. Here's Horford. Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field. And here are the Warriors now. And Thompson kicks to Green. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Hawks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
From deep. That's good. Green's got 5 points so far.
This looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
I don't know. There might be more defense in the warm-ups. Right now, these are just shooting game shots.
Now here is Horford. He picked up 24 points in their last win against Boston.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game.
And here's Golden State. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry, shoots from 12, and he hits the jumper for 2.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Thompson misses. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Boston Celtics.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
And here we go with Curry running it up the court. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. The Hawks trail by 10. Curry with the steal. And it's the Warriors on the break. Up the floor. And Green gets it to go. Green's got 7 points.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Warriors leading by 10. It's Curry outside. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Cephalosha. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
It's Iguodala with the drive. First quarter play and just over 3.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Stops, pops, misses off the left iron.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. Here's Thompson following the basket by Al Horford. Curry's shot is good.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you. I'll tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch. And Thompson last season set the record for most points ever in a quarter with 37. Made all 13 shots and 2 free throws and finished the game with 52 points. I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Atlanta shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. Young comes in for Cephalosha. Hardaway's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T.
And Thompson making all 9 of his three-pointers in that game. I mean, that was also a record, the most three-pointers in a quarter. I think that performance sealed his place among the All-Star reserves.
Atlanta making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. Here's Gibson. The shot, no good. Good defensive work there by Young. Outside Hardaway. Here's Schroeder. Off with the layup.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And it's good assisting on the play with Hardaway. Schroeder's got his first basket of the night.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Curry gets the bucket.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. From deep three-point range, and another three for Golden State.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
That's 2 in a row, and we call that a streak.
Hardaway for three. Warriors leading by 13. Curry dishes to Gibson. Fires the three. It's Curry. That time on the assist from Gibson. And that's 13 points for Steph Curry.
And really, that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
And the defense needs to recognize that and get to the shooters. It's imperative that they get a hand up.
With 1 on the clock, drained for 2 points. And the Warriors lead by 18.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Warriors lead by 18. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, told us about his comfort stretching the floor.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line if I have a dribble.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look for Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Dennis Schroeder is out there with Teague. Then it's Young. Then it's Mike Scott. And it's Holiday in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Now, here's Thompson. They lead by 20. It's the most we've seen. And he gets it to go.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Young's shot is off. Warriors leading by 22. Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
Warriors have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. For 3, Barbosa, his second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit. at the end.
And so it's Golden State with it. It's stolen by Schroeder. And here we go. Teague heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Teague's got 5 now.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done. Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
And here's Schroeder after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. Shot's good from Young. Young's got 4 points in the quarter.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
Now here is Barbosa. He has 6. Here's Gibson. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Gibson's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appears. You've got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense. You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Warriors leading by 19. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Scott. Millsap comes in for Young. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Justin Holiday. And it's Korver in for Teague. And then for Golden State, Green, he's checked in for Gibson. And it's Iguodala in for Harrison Barnes. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA.
Good on the second free throw. Well, speaking of the skill of the Atlanta front court, their offense predicated on ball movement and spacing and shooting. A lot like San Antonio. Horford and Millsap, a perfect fit.
Really, those two enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry between them because they're both mobile, agile, skilled big guys.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Here's Barbosa after the basket by Atlanta. Green passes to Ezeli. Feeds it to Iguodala. Good on the triple. Iguodala's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
To the middle, it's stolen by Schroeder. To the inside, here's Korver. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
And, you know, that's a really good sign. I mean, they stumbled out of the gate, but they're starting to look a little better now and regaining some ground.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Schroeder. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Schroeder's got 6 points.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
Barbosa kicks to Thompson. Now the feed to Millsap. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Horford, no luck.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And there's Barbosa. That's good on the assist by Thompson. Barbosa's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. The Hawks trail by 17. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And it goes on Draymond Green.
And Dennis Schroeder has drawn some comparisons to Rajon Rondo. Long arms, very quick and athletic. He's awfully tough to keep in front of you, but he's also a guy that can knock down a mid-range jump shot.
No good on that one. This Dennis Schroeder, in a lot of ways, like a Greg Anthony, very quick, very smart on the floor, but he's a young player, and he says, Clark, that he watched a lot of tape of Tony Parker to see how he got to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a great blueprint, especially when you consider the Hawks run a very similar system to the Spurs.
Now here's Iguodala. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Green, that's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Down low, it's tipped. Korver dishes to Horford. The Warriors pull it in. Green's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Now the dish to Curry. 3-pointer, and the basket good. Curry's got 16 points.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
Now here's Schroeder. 9 points last game out. Atlanta again missing. Horford against Curry. It's Thompson off the drive. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Goes up the baseline. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first. And that was pretty good.
And the basket by Curry.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And the call will be against Al Horford. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Iguodala. Outside Curry. Nice D from Scott. Young. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Warriors ahead, running away with this one. And
it's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly what a start it was for Stephen Curry. He ended up with 19 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have...
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
we begin the second half. First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half. The Splash Brothers are the guards. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots, and it's Ezeli in at center. Here's Curry with the 3. Rebounded by Cephalosha.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3 ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Korver, no luck. Warriors leading by 17. Curry kicks to Thompson. Green up on top. Millsap covering. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on Horford. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor.
Oh, and here comes Iguodala all alone.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
And he gets the bucket. Horford's got his second bucket.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Thompson is double. The pass to Iguodala. Shoots from the elbow. That's good on the jump shot. 21 points for Steph Curry.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
That'll be a 5-second call. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that have been the top offensive squad since the All-Star break. In the third spot, the Hawks.
And as we get to the stretch run of this season, it seems their offense has improved. I mean, they're really getting comfortable with one another, and their production has also increased.
Here's Curry. 21 points in the game. From deep three-point range, another miss by Curry.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Cephalosha misses.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Deflects the pass. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Thompson from long range. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
The Hawks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Look at his contract, and Kyle Korver is a steal, Clark, at 4 years and $24 million.
Yeah, but he's a guy not only who can shoot it, clearly, but a good team defender as well. I think he's a really solid, complete player and a pro's pro in terms of the locker room.
Yeah, seems when he's on the floor, the Hawks a different team offensively.
No question.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Mike Scott's checked in for Horford. Young comes in for Paul Millsap. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked. In for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T. Clock at 6.
And Corbett, not the longest or the most athletic, but he's disciplined and also moves his feet well. So they talk about staying on a string defensively. He's always attentive and engaged.
So it's the Warriors now. That's good. And that's now 24 points for Steph Curry.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond. And Korver, a guy who'll set a hard screen, scrap for rebounds. He's come from a basketball family. You can sense, though, his love for the game. He wants to do the little things now that help you win, and that's one reason why he was an all-star a season ago.
Outside Curry. Pass to Spates. Back to Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Goes up the baseline. Rebounded by the Hawks. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And the Hawks making a change here. Holiday's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Iguodala's checked in.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
Outside Gibson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. Al Horford's checked in for Scott. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, they forced a decent number of turnovers in this one, fellas, and they've turned most of those turnovers into points.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Barnes with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Barnes against Horford. And that one's good, Barnes.
Boy, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
They double-team Iguodala. Back to Gibson, and stolen by Horford. On its way from Young for two. The shot is off. Excellent D here by Iguodala. Gibson down low, guarded by Holiday. No good from Gibson.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Here's Hardaway. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hardaway has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Stolen by Holiday. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Curry with the three. That drops. Curry's got 27.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Here's Schroeder. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Outside Curry. Fires the three. Offline. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Warriors on top, running away with it. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Warriors shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. They've got Muscala. Scott is out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then it's Shelvin Mack. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. So that's the Hawks 5. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Atlanta's shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Scott kicks to Mack, and Thompson sends it back.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Here's Mack. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Barbosa for three. No good. Atlanta with the ball. Dishes to Holiday. Down low. Here's Mack. Can't get it to go. Good D by Thompson. Golden State's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Barbosa against Holiday. Here's Thompson. Rebounded by the Hawks. Holiday, the pass to Mack. Shot left block. It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for the Hawks. final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Mack, good. Barbosa with it. Goes up on the high post, and he hits the jumper for two.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Barbosa's gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. Here's Mack. No good from outside. The Warriors have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Picked his pocket, and now running it up the court. Mack pushing it up. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. It's been a solid outing for Barbosa. 10 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And, Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Mack.
And one record that is going to be very hard for any player to ever match is the Iron Man streak. That record's held by AC Green as he played in 1,192 consecutive games. That kind of durability is going to be hard to match in the modern NBA.
For 3, Barbosa, and the basket good. Barbosa's got 7 now in this quarter.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Here's Scott, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 3rd assist on the night.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
And with Iron Man streaks, it isn't just injury that can get you. It's scheduled days off and getting suspended games, too.
Yeah, just for reference, last season DeAndre Jordan was the active leader, played over 300 straight games as a player. He was the leader in the league, but he wasn't even a third of the way to Green's historic mark of consecutive games.
The drive by Scott, poked away. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Barbosa's shot is off. Hawks have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Thompson. Rebound, Atlanta. Prince kicks to Scott. Back to Prince. Teague drives in, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Well, you just watched Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer, Clark. He's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out, and the game is slowing down for him.
Hardaway's checked in for Atlanta. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Thompson. Gibson comes in for Laverne, and it's Barnes in for Looney. And the Warriors miss again.
And Teague's also athletic. You know, sometimes you forget that. I mean, this guy's got the tools also to be a terrific defender, and I still think he's developing consistency at that end of the floor. Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
Hardaway for 3. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 4th assist in this one. Golden State's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Gibson got it. Good job in the low post.
And that put back about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
And speaking of Jeff Teague's defense, I mean, his rebounding, I think, could also be a little higher. I mean, with his bounce, he can get in there and grab a few more. And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away 100% effort all the time.
And, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
And stolen by Spates. Teague against Barbosa. Johnson outside. Spates inside. Nice D from Scott. The Hawks have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And now, on the year, this will take them to 28 wins.
And, you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
Most definitely. I mean, even though you see opponents outside of your conference only twice a year, you still don't want to have that feeling of being swept.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Stephen Curry. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Smooth sailing for Golden State. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. From deep, Johnson can't get it to go. Great D that time from Teague. Hardaway dishes to Teague. That doesn't go in either for Teague. Nobody near Barnes. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean,